All right, Salakia. I had a call come in, man. Always when you want to do something, here comes wickedness, man. But this is like as I picked up, this is exactly what you see taking place when the Lord finds us. So we're gonna jump right into this. The same thing that you see Polight that started that slander, that idle words that he said about us that took pretty much took off. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this part and to show you this is deadly serious, man. And when it comes to those, what he said about us, and look what he did. All right, so I'm gonna play a portion of this. Fair use, fair use. It's a public court anyway. So there was people in the comment boards and being able to watch it anyway. So let's go ahead and play this.
Constant nightmares and daily triggers, trying to help my daughter heal when I'm not even healed myself. What you have done to my daughter, myself, and my entire family is inexcusable. You hurt us all. You made me believe that you were such a great man and you could do no wrong. You made me fully trust you, and for that my daughter trusted you too. But the truth is, you're a monster, a demon.
A monster and a demon.
The very first time that I allowed you to be alone with my daughter.
And this was the first time I show you the men's goings of the Lord, man. So that was all set up, and the same thing with Polight. The Lord used the child thing, and then he also used the women that he had around because he had multiple wives, and he was courting other women because he had money. He had a lot of pull, and that's what women respect. They don't respect anything else. That's why if a poor man comes and tries to talk to a woman, they're reluctant. But if a rich man comes in a big Bugatti or a Lamborghini, they instantly open up the door because they see women are they judge by emotions. All right, they're emotional creatures. They see a man that's not on point, whatever, they dispatch him. But if a man comes and looks the part, which he could be a terrible person, and this is an example of that. That shows you why women aren't supposed to even pick their mates because they can judge from their outward, they'll judge from the outward appearance. But a father will actually scope pay a man and find a man that is just, and because men know how to look into other men if they're wise, all right, and they use that wisdom to do so. But you see, the same thing that took place here was this is not wisdom at all. This was a woman that went after the glitz and the glam and ended up being a monster behind all that, man.
The very first time, and you couldn't even help yourself. You told me you was gonna be right back. You were going downstairs. You were gonna grab food and take vacation pictures.
Yeah, and he went and got another hotel room and committed that act, man. And it says the first time that he was with her. So that's showing you, man, and for this to take place on the Sabbath day to show you this is an autograph by the Lord. So you guys in these other camps, you should take this as a very fearful thing that's taking place today on the Shabbat. It's a very fearful thing because that means what you've done, because the Lord judged this man accordingly, and then what you've done, you've co-signed to that. So you need to apologize first and foremost to the apostles and elders, man, that have suffered that fault, that slander. But that's how you know we're in the spirit of Yahushua, because there was false witnesses that came up against Yahushua in the time of the sentencing and with the Romans. All right. So we at that time now where guess what? That judgment is the Lord is acting quickly. All right. It took 2 years to sentence this man, but hey, guess what? He let that all go. He didn't forget what he said about the apostles and elders, and he made sure that judgment was catered to him. That's why I'm gonna do a videos that tailor on high. You know, the Lord caters blessings, curses according to what? The person. All right, because he knows us as individuals, and that's why it says that the hairs of our head are numbered. So this was a tailored judgment for Polight because of the things that he did. He didn't have the knowledge, because he even said, you almost convinced me. But he didn't ever repent and say, I'm sorry for calling this GMS that. So guess what's on his mind, man? He's getting ready to serve a 7-year bid for a horrendous crime that is not looked well upon when it comes to prison. So you got, and he's a well-known figure, and on top of that, he's robbed or he's bamboozled quite a few people. So you don't know whose cousin is where, whose uncle is where, whose nephew is here and there. So there's a lot of it's not gonna be a good deal, man. Not gonna be a good deal for this guy, But that's hey, what it say? He fell into a trap which he made, because with him saying that and pushing that vibration out there, and then always wanting to get the Crips and the Bloods and all that things that he did, I was around to see all that. I watched the videos when he let it out. It wasn't I had to go back and watch it. I watched it during the time that it was taking place, man. He had the Crips and the Bloods threatening us and doing something to us. While he was sitting there smiling and snickering, and the Lord gave him that little money, gave him that little clout, it brought that woman in his life to have him take place and do this, man. So everything is planned exactly down to the T. All right. So let's go ahead and let me get this. Let me get these precepts. Let me get these precepts real quick, and I'm gonna close on out. I'm not gonna make this long. It's already showing you what it is, man. All right. This is the book of Matthews. This is Matthews 12 and verse 36, because the Lord ain't taking kindly. Especially that's why those false witnesses are back now here today to serve that judgment against the Yahushai. All right. This is Matthews 12 and verse 36. It says, but I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. All right. And this is the day of judgment for Polight. And he's getting ready to see the other judgment, which is a thermonuclear judgment. He said when a black man cracks those clouds, and that is getting ready to happen. All right. So he's going to see that, along with seeing his judgment sitting in the damn clinker for committing that heinous act. All right. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. So let's pull out some of these words. Let's pull out the word idle. Argos. Let's play it.
Strong's G 692. Argos.
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 And it says what? Free from labor, a leisure, sitting there chilling, lazy, shunning labor which one ought to perform. See here, lexicon. Yeah, without work, no, nothing behind it, pretty much. That idle word means what? Nothing behind it. It had no kind of clout to it. It had no kind of pull to it. No foundation. He just spoke it. Because we broke down the scriptures. Because you weren't talking about us. You were talking about what the scriptures say. What the Abba Shem Yashai had put into the scriptures about that situation. Because guess what? This Americanized way of living is new. The world has lived the way that the scriptures have said for a millennia, man. But what the Lord did was he put it into a book. He put it into volumes of the book. That way we can have the law. All right. So that was a law. If a man would come across a damsel and she was not betrothed in Israel, that would be the case. But guess what? He would have to know that law was there, that if he did do it, he would never be able to put her away. So you want to know what you're doing for a necessity, not just out of lust and just doing something, because you would be under the law of maintaining that woman. Okay. It says any sound produced by the voice and having defined meaning. Speech, discord. What one has said. So the words. So what one idle words what idle meaning what? No work behind it, lazy. And then what one says, lazy words. That lazy word was what he used, and Jake ran with it. That means you other camps, you other Hebrew Israelite camps that spoke against us like that. You got some explaining to do, man. You got some real life explaining to do, because y'all co-signed to a man that is now serving judgment for what he talked. So you got to put yourself in that same predicament of, oh shit, we need to repent. Colossians 3:25. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong which he hath done. And there is no respect of person. So the wrong that he did, he got the same thing. Because he spoke and put that on us, and it wasn't true. We don't do that type of stuff. We were just telling you what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that a man lieth with a man, he's supposed to be put to death, but we don't do that. We don't do that because this world that we live in promotes that and idolizes that. We're just telling you what the judgment that's coming down. What does it say? Set apart a mark upon the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations. It didn't say the men that sigh, cry, and go attack people and fulfill the law. We're just sighing and crying because we know it's wrong and we hear. What does it say? Just Lot. All right. This is James 1:19. It says, therefore, my beloved brethren, I let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of Yahweh. Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. And what we were doing, and what the apostles and elders were doing, was trying to pull Polight out of that madness, out of that black conscious madness, by giving them the scriptures. That's why he said, oh, you almost convinced me. Same thing that Paul was told, man. All right. So that's all the apostles and elders were doing. But what did they get the reward from it? From that discourse was being labeled as pedophiles and men that do those types of things. And the Lord, that's why the Lord said, I'm going to fight for you. The Lord didn't like that, man. That situation was kept on, and the Most High made sure the angels went and got it done. Made sure to put the spirit on him to do what he did to that little girl, man. That's terrible, man. That woman is done for her whole life. That little girl is done for her whole life. And he didn't do it on no righteous tip. He just did it, man. Let me see here. This is the book of Hebrews 10 and verse 26. I'm not going to make this long. This is Hebrews 10 and verse 26. It says, for if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge, and that's what Polight received the knowledge of it. And the real breakdown that he talked shit on, and then he pushed out there that we were rapists. And guess what? We have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no sacrifice for sin. So there was no fixing that guy. There was no helping that guy. He turned it back on Yahweh Shai and this doctrine and the true understanding of the Bible, man. He almost got it. He almost was there, but close but no titty. This is the book of Psalms 141 and verse 10. So that's why, hey, we at that time, man, the Lord is coming, and he's especially going to pay back what was done to Yahweh Shai. That's going to be taken care of promptly, man. This is Psalms 141 and 10. Let the wicked fall into their own nets. Wilt that I withal escape. So we escaped, because now they ain't going to say that, because we haven't shown or done anything wickedness like that or even promote that. Like it says, the apostles and elders will tell you first and foremost, that was just a breakdown of what that situation, if it took place, what would be the cause and result of that situation. Okay, so if the woman was promised and the man did that, guess what? That man's going to be put to death for that, because that you stole. On top of that, you violated another man's possession. Okay, this is Psalms 7 and 15, and it says he made a pit and digged it and is fallen into the ditch which he made, man. So you see the Lord got that dude, the same thing that he spoke of, and the same thing he came and is judged now for, and he's going to serve 7 years completion, because the kingdom of heaven is going to be established before that 7 years, man. But the point of sitting in there and losing all those money, grillets, and women ain't going to want to talk to that dude, man. Especially if they got kids. He's on a sex offender list, man. He's a sex offender now. This is Psalms 124 and verse 7. Our souls is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowler. The snare is broken and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. So Lord, let us escape from that, man. Because guess what? Now you can't call us that. We haven't done that. But this guy has actually done it, and has actually got court papers proving that he did it. And he's going to serve a time for it, man. So you other camps, you other guys that have slandered and bear false witness, you have to repent for that, man. Okay? And the Lord is vindicating this truth and putting a sign to it, man. All right? So Lord willing, this is a edifying lesson. I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to come and say a few words on the situation and say, call Haloim Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Chakwadash for the Lord fighting for us, man. This is a clear fighting time because it happened on the Sabbath. So the Lord, even if you had guys out there like, oh, I don't know what, it might be just something that happened. No, the Lord put it on an autograph because he was sentenced on the Shabbat, man. All right, that's to show all of us why the Lord is showing to us, because he knows we pay attention to things like that. All right, starting with the apostles and elders, okay? So I'm going to leave it there. Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson. We're in beautiful times. And I say, call Haloim Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakwadash. Till the next time, we say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakwadash. And more now than ever, keep faith. Shalom.